Hello, welcome to a Sonic Lab special. We've got a presentation here. We've got Luke from Modal Electronics, who have been teasing something called SKULPT.
We have indeed.
Now, it looks like a box of sushi or really posh chocolates, but this isn't actually what it is it?
No, not exactly. It's our brand new synth, full voice, polyphonic.
Right, okay. And small, compact, portable. Is this battery powered?
Yes, it has batteries on it, 6 AAs.
Okay.
So just take that around, take that anywhere with you.
And they fit in this kind of
absolutely.
This bit below. Oh, we've
got a see-through early prototype here. But
if I hold it there, we'll probably be able to see that on the overhead.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where the batteries go. We've also got full-size MIDI.
Yes.
It's mini jack out, clock in and out. Is that?
Yeah, that's.
And what's this other one here?
So it's headphones line out, sync
and
in, out, and DINs.
Micro USB.
USB MIDI.
USB
or
MIDI
power.
And power. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well. Let's hear what it could do then, Joe.
Sure.
You play something and then I might chip in with a few
okay.
keyboard moments if I'm feeling inspired. Absolutely,
sure. So we may as well start off with the pad that we have loaded at the moment.
So that sounds like a pair of oscillators.
Absolutely.
And that's fourth oscillators, right?
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the oscillators. Maybe if we...
Sure. Should we start with an init patch?
Yeah, let's start with an init patch because then we can hear what they sound like. So the last sort of products that you released were the Craft series.
Yes.
SKULPT is a new series or just an individual?
Yes, it's the start of a new family.
Right.
We based the engine of this off the Craft synth as a starting point, but it's so many more.
So it's DSP?
It's DSP,
right,
yes,
okay.
not analog.
Okay. So basic topography. So we've got a pair of oscillators.
Yep, 2 oscillators.
Craft, you could sort of spin them out, couldn't you? And ended up with sort of multiple oscillators per voice.
Yes.
Is that right?
So there's 32 oscillators total on this.
Right. So that sounds like
that's just a sine wave. They're all stacked on top of each other. It's 8 per voice in poly mode.
Well, I'm gonna drop that down and level a bit. Actually, it feels like it's ruminating the room. Okay. Maybe we could have a look at the wave because that's quite big. Can we have a look at the scope on the back, Andy? Okay. Okay, that's got a decent fundamental there.
Yeah.
Oh, and it goes right...
all the way down.
Right down into...
Right off the end.
All right, so anyway, if we...
yeah.
So that's the sine to triangle, was it?
Yeah, that's triangle. So both oscillators are completely morphable smoothly.
Right.
Sine to triangle, to saw, to square. And then, so we can demonstrate that on the scopes if you'd like. So, sine, triangle, to saw, square. And
right,
pass.
and presumably that's modulatable.
Yes, absolutely. We've got 2 LFOs on here. One of them's global, one of them's per voice.
Right.
Yeah, and we've got a big old mod matrix, 8 inputs, 37 destinations.
Okay, so I noticed there's a load of LEDs across the top of this keyboard here. I mean, are you using those to sort of show how things are routed? Or I mean, how does that work?
That's the majority of the UI is on these 16 LEDs, obviously showing you when you're playing notes. You can view the state of the sequencer, of the arpeggiator, of the mod slots.
All right, so we've got
presets.
a sequencer, which is...
sequencer, that's 192 step
right.
sequencer, 127 notes at a time, 128.
Parameters as well?
Parameters, yeah, 4 lanes of parameter automation.
Oh, okay, all right, all right. So anyway, let's have another voice or two before, so we can maybe discuss what's going on with those.
Absolutely. So if we bring in oscillator 2 now, I can detune that.
Right, so they tune over intervals.
They tune over intervals, yeah. It's not it's basically the useful intervals.
But they also... Oh, okay, all right.
So we'll go down. I think it's down 3 octaves, up 3 octaves.
And we're in... Does it have different modes?
So yeah, so this is in poly mode. So you've got 8 oscillators per voice.
Right.
If I drop it into mono...
Okay, then we've got...
You've now got 32 oscillators stacked.
That jumps a lot in volume. Is the level all right there? Yeah, okay. Wow, so... Okay, right.
Quite large.
Yes, that's got a reasonable amount of weight to it, hasn't
it? Absolutely. We may as well... So the oscillators are grouped into 2, usually. So you've got half of them on oscillator 1, half of them on oscillator 2.
Right.
We also have the spread control, and you can spread them out more individually, so you can get a unison, rich.
Oh, okay. So what happens there?
You get those sort of greasy.
So now they're, yeah, okay.
And if you keep going, you can tune the oscillators to intervals and make chords.
So they're fifths there.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of release on that envelope a second.
Sure.
Okay.
And if we just drop that up a few octaves, you can also bring in sub oscillators if you keep going. So
right. So, and we haven't got any filter in the mix yet, have we?
No filter yet. No.
Let's close that down a bit.
Sure.
So it sounds like ladder because we're losing a little bit of bottom end when you bring the resonance in.
So it's two-pole morphable, but you can modulate that at audio rate.
All right, so it'll which brings us on to the LFOs, I guess. Couple of LFOs.
Two LFOs. You've got LFO 1, which if I just assign that to the cutoff.
Let's maybe take the spread down a bit so a bit more single oscillator action.
Absolutely.
It's easier to hear what's going on.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to assign. It's a one-touch assign.
Right.
For the modulation. So edit LFO 1, assign it to cutoff.
And that, I guess that's what you're using these. So would that be, would that show positive and negative amounts of modulation?
So that's your depth, positive and negative.
Okay, so you use, that's the sort of protocol you're using to show how the parameters are...
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. And that's showing you the mod slot that you're editing.
Right,
so
of which there are 8.
You can keep there are 8. We'll just quickly drop into the modulation edit. You can disable all of your slots.
All right.
Just because we haven't got a screen to show you what each slot is doing,
so you can
but you can solo them and listen out and work out what's going on. And you can clear them there, so that gives you the slots that are available. So we use 1 out of 8.
Okay. So this is now going to be.
So LFO 1 goes up to audio rate, unsynced. And the LFO shapes are also morphable.
Okay.
So if you hold that, we've gone through sine to triangle, then we're at saw, square, and we keep going. We have a sample and hold, random.
So we've got quite a lot of depth there.
Depth is quite intense, yeah.
Okay. And that's, but that's not massively high rate. Is LFO2 higher rate than that?
Yes. So LFO2, I'll just clear that original assignment. LFO2, do the same thing to cut off. The rate is free up to about halfway, so it goes about as fast as LFO1, and then past halfway, it synchronises to the frequency that you're playing.
So like it takes the fundamental frequency of the note you're playing and...
Yes, absolutely.
So it tracks the keyboard?
Yeah, so if you hit a low note, you'll hear it really tracking. You'll get some really...
Oh yeah, if you close the filter down on that, because we got a lot... Have we got much resonance on that? Okay, right, so yeah, the resonance really does affect the bottom end, but let's take the resonance down. Okay, right, so you're getting some quite nice low action there, and that's
absolutely.
And we're in a mono voice, right?
This is mono voice, yeah.
Okay, let's have another patch then. We got any other patches that we can listen to in there?
Absolutely. How about a big pad or something like that? Something analogy.
Oh, I'm a bit low here. Is there some delay on that?
Yeah. So we've got some
modulating, isn't it?
Modulating the frequency. And yes, with the delay is the time you can modulate at audio rate as well. So we're modulating the pitch and the delay time, and basically using the delay as a chorus.
Ah, okay. It sounds like there's a fourths pad in there. I do love me fourths pads.
Yes, there's some intervals in there.
Okay, some more sounds. Is there something a bit more sort of thunderous and bassful that we can hear?
Absolutely. This should scratch that itch.
Ooh, right, that's pretty angry. Is there distortion there?
Yes, so there's a distortion on there.
Wow, okay.
A little bit of... So that is what you can do with the audio rate cutoff modulation. So there's a bunch of noise in there.
Right.
And then the filter's open and shutting.
Yeah, there's
at the same frequency.
It's a little doof.
Absolutely.
That one. We should point out that this hasn't been voiced yet, has it?
No,
so I mean, we're
not.
just sort of moving around in a few patches that either you, as one of the developers of the code, or any of the other people in the office have presumably popped into it, rather than the full memory load, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's have some more sounds then.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's...
We've got a little arpeggiator there.
We've got a bit more volume on that.
Kind of showing off the resonance of the filter. It really does thump. And you can bring in the distortion on this one, for example.
Watch that level.
So you can get some more
quite drivey, yeah. So I guess if you've got a mono voice or a poly voice and you're only using one, can you play sort of on top of the arpeggiator? I mean,
absolutely. Is there a way of... the way to do that, you could record it into the sequencer.
Ah, okay.
So you record it into the sequencer, turn the arpeggiator off, and then you can play as chords. So you can still do quite a lot. You can work on little loops and things.
So three voices. I mean it's the same in the. Voices, yeah. Sorry, yeah, we've got three voices left.
Sure.
So same on the mini log, isn't it? You got like effectively you can record and then play over the top. So that
you can play over the top, and all the notes that you're playing will steal what's coming out of the sequence.
Right.
So you can play over, absolutely.
So that's showing the delay as well. Okay, more patches.
More patches, indeed. This is another arpeggiator, but showing a little bit more of the FM tones. So we're using the noise there, a little bit of FM, adding some...
Oh yeah, you can hear that. It's got a nice
bit of kick. It's quite unstable. Again, the delay. We're using the delay a little bit more like a reverb. It's quite a short time on there.
Yeah, okay. So this is going to be sort of imminent as well, isn't it? This is coming out very soon.
Yes.
You're kind of working on the launch and that stuff. We're just
absolutely.
This is I don't know if we mentioned at this beginning. This is actually not. This is a production prototype. It's
pre-production
so it's not the finished thing, but it's
very nearly there.
Feature ready. Maybe a couple of cosmetic changes.
Yeah, some slight paintwork, etc. Aha. So this is showing off the delay. If you just hold a chord, we can then
turn it up a bit. Oh, this goes very fast, the delay then. So almost a couple of strong stuff.
Yeah. So it will track and you can get sort of drone sounds out of it, and we'll bring a bit more distortion, you'll hear it a bit. You get almost sound designer, Transformer style.
Okay, right. That's interesting. Let's have some more then.
Musically interesting.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Should also point out, probably you haven't done the gain matching on any of these people, which is why it's jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
So sort of analogy, Telstar-y type of vibe. Well, we close the filter down a bit on that. Has it got velocity sensitivity?
It does. It's in the mod matrix. It's not mapped on this
okay,
patch.
But you can match.
You absolutely can map velocity to cut off or anything you want.
And are these presumably, do these all output MIDI CCs and stuff? So you could use it like a control surface as well if you...
That's right. Yeah, they've all got their own individual CCs.
Right.
And you hit the shift button, they have another set.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's 13 encoders total.
And these are all rotaries as well. They don't have end stops. So
no, they don't have end stops.
Endless
it's all
encoders.
endless encoders.
Okay. Interesting. A couple more patches, and then I can play some more sounds.
Sure. Okay. We'll go for 15.
Oh, FM.
So yeah, we've been sort of focused on the analog, but this thing really can do FM. It's got a ring mod, and FM tones are pretty easy to do. You can modulate. You can hear the tuning there and the different detunes of Oscillator 2. Because this is where the oscillator snap really comes into play.
Right.
Because they're almost all usable intervals in the right,
Okay, interesting. Any more? Oh, I'm a bit low. A bit more your sort of... John Carpenter.
Yeah. You can bring the spread in on this one.
So obviously, when you've got them all bang down the middle, you get a lot more gain because they're all essentially on top of one another.
Everything's in a line, everything's perfect. That's where you get all of the deep, meaty sounds from.
What's that doing on the... Oh yeah, that's got a decent...
Kicking out low ends. This thing has no shortage of low end.
Interesting stuff. And we did mention, well, actually, we didn't mention, I don't think, that we've got this hooked up via MIDI because you've got 5-pin DINs on this.
We do,
which is, thank you for that, because I think, I mean, the mini jack things are okay, but it's better to have actual MIDI connections.
Yeah, no, I think we agree. We were hoping this is going to be a large part of people's portable setups and just sling it in your bag.
Well, I guess that way, I mean, if this were a master keyboard, all that space that was sort of here, you could put that on top. Okay, so I guess this is all, I mean, we're quite close. Have you got any idea of what sort of price point this is going to be hitting?
At the moment, all we can say is it will be sub $300.
Right, okay. And what about delivery time? You know, when are we looking to see this around?
We're hoping, well, definitely before Christmas, looking at about 3 months.
Okay.
Months away. I mean, this is as will be made. It's just, this is the prototype.
Right,
it's just not come from the factory. It's ready to go. Right,
okay. Luke, thank you very much for coming in. Perhaps we'll play out with a couple more sounds. That was Sonic Lab. That is the Modal SKULPT. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.